Welcome to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. In the last part, we completed the coal power plant. We also did a little bit of work in this area, and you can see since the end of the last video, I've completely leveled off this area here because we're really going to need this space for our town here and the steel works and components over here. And the rail line is looking good. The one change I have made to the rail line is I've put in electric power connection here because that's going to be quite important to make sure this line's all electrified. Over this area here, we're still working on these substations to get the power up for our farm over here. But in this part, I really need to focus on fixing the power grid. The reason for that is that we've got this terminal here, and more importantly, this terminal over here, drawing power from this substation here. Now, one of the rules of the game is that power from which is locally produced cannot pass through this substation to supply this substation, because this is the import substation. And it also applies to power stations. So for example, if I connect up a circuit to the power station that's not connected to the grid which I'm importing, if the power station goes offline, that section of the grid will not be working. So one thing you need to do when you are putting together power lines is making sure that everything is interconnected. So what I need to do over here is actually fix. We can just start the game running a bit now for the moment. And what we're going to do is temporarily cut off this area here, but I really need to break this line here. So what we're going to do is come in here. I think we can just trim this back a bit here, and I'll just trim you through here. We need to get rid of all this power line, so we'll just trim it back to there for the moment. I do really need to get this set up, and what I need in here is a medium voltage switch. I think if we line it up, say roughly in line with that one there, just so we can get that built like that. Of course, what we're going to need to do is assign this road in ASAP to get this built. And what you will see is that I've now cut off the power from this area here, but this side is still okay because it's still importing power. We need to get this built here. The next thing I need to do is come in here. I think these are single poles, aren't they? So what we need to, what's that? Cannot connect two different wires. Okay, so this one, it's this one then. Just make sure that is connected, because we need to send the power out that way. That is connected, yes. Then what we're going to do is take the maximum capacity that way, and then we're going to clear out this area here, and get rid of these, because this line will not be able to carry the current to support the city over there. What we're going to have to do is put in some bigger ones here. I'm going to run, oops, and run you down into there. So before we do any changes up here, what I need to do is get this built first. In fact, I think what we can do is just accelerate the process a little bit here. I can actually get that. Sometimes hooking into these, come on game, you know you want me to do it. I don't want the coal power part. I said, oh, nearly got it. And we're just going to assign a construction here. This only needs a little bit of steel and electronics. I have to keep an eye on the money. And what we'll do is we'll connect this back up. Now the downside is that all this is offline, but my excavator will still be working. Eventually these will run out of fuel because they can't use this filling station. So eventually they're going to come all the way down this road to get some fuel, but there's nothing I can do about that. This is very important if I'm going to keep things running. Got a few workers in here generating power. But what I want my construction crews is to totally focus on this area here. so we can get this connection back. Over here I've got my trucks working on just doing a little bit of asphalting over here, get that finished, and then what I would like to do is push out this way. And I could put in, oops, don't want that, I want a gravel road. You could gravel this out as far as here and just keep the gravel. So I do need to keep an eye on the money. Of course, what I could do is start planning my city here. Well, I mean, if I split this road here and say we go out that way, so let's just, I think we can go straight. What I want is a main street going through here towards the railway over there, and then so if I do something like that, and then maybe about here, a bit arbitrary, maybe we'll just move over a little bit like that, and then we'll take a road out like that. And what I want to do is bring a road through at the back here, which will act as a shortcut to deliver goods. I think I'm in there like that, because what I'm thinking is this is going to be my commercial business area, and so what we're going to do is just fill this in, and then we'll build housing out on each side for the city. That will work. So we've got this area here, and I think we'll just start traveling these in first, and then once we got the roads through here, I mean, it'll probably bring out a road out here eventually as well. We're just going to put that there. Just keep an eye on this area here. Right, we need to get this built. Get that running. Is everybody happy? Let's just check the city, the population. Pretty good. We're up to 1,685 population. Some unemployed workers. We got our workforce is 835. We got no over 21s, but this building is progressively filling up. We got this backup apartment block here, should I need it. We got crops here at the moment. Still bringing crops in from here. We got fuel. I mean, I could sell a little bit of fuel. I mean, we are in July. Do I have an oil tanker? Right, let's just put you back on the sell fuel so we can get this back up and make a bit of cash. And in this area, life's going to get a bit tricky, because once we've got the connection back this way, what I'm going to have to do is break this connection here, and then we'll put in another power connection here. I don't know if I can get one in. Put one about there. I mean, I could put one there, but could I get a road out from this? That's going to be the big factor. Yeah, I think we can get away with that. And then what we'll do is redo this connection to here and this connection to here. Once that's built, we will have to find a way to power this area with a substation. And the problem is where we're going to put the substation in, but I think I need to get rid of this here first, so we don't get crossing wires. How are we doing over here? Not really making any progress whatsoever at the moment, are we? Well, we need workers. Actually, I just had a thought. Got 94,000. I think we've only got the one bus here, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to buy a second bus. 52 passengers, 8,000. That's no 1967, 1950. That's 32 passengers. I think I'll just buy you. Hopefully that will. I mean, we got loads of workers here, so that might speed the project up a little bit. Right, this bit of road's built here. You're actually working on this bit. We'll just get this bit built first, and then we'll get back to the asphalting. I mean, I could do a little bit of planning here. So this is going to be the trouble is if I do some planning, I'm going to put extra connections into these roads, make them a bit more difficult to do. So I'd rather build these first. But what I'm probably thinking is we'll get a big store, say in about here. I could probably put this in. We'll put the footpath. That make the footpaths. What I'm thinking is a big shopping mall store there. We'll probably put a big bus station in, say about there, because we're going to need to supply workers to a lot of areas here. In fact, we could, yeah, I think store there, bus platform here, with the road coming out the back there. In fact, will the smaller one be better? Oh, this is going to be a big town, so maybe we'll have a big bus station. So we'll have supermarket, that there. And of course what we're going to need is the school. Well, we have to put education related. We'll probably put a school in on this side. And hopefully that might link, that will come out this way. And then we need entertainment. What we'll do is probably put the kindergartens out on the edges, and then what we'll do is we'll build up round this area here. Of course, one of the big problems we're going to get is we'll need to build the facilities, build a block of flats, and then move people in just to run the town before we can start putting the workers to work. That's probably the polite way of saying. Right, that's now built, so what we can do is just keep the asphalt flowing. I'm just going to assign you. That says unfinished roads. So is this all built? Oh, great. So we've now got all this connected up, and we've still got money. So the next job we're going to need to do is get this in, get that connected. And the money's actually holding up quite nicely at the moment. We've now got power out here. That means that we won't get, so he can now go to that fuel depot. So the next thing we need to do is connect up here. I'm very tempted, so this, because we haven't got many jobs, I think we're just put that in as well. Oops, what happened there? Did that actually get assigned? Yep. We'll build this switch here, and then once that connection is finished, we'll break this connection and make the connections to here, and then we'll do the final step of the substation. We've got another substation that needs to be built out here, and I think buried here somewhere is some power lines. There we are. But that's another long-term project. So we just come back here. Let's just check the fuel. How's the fuel? Well, we're doing okay fuel-wise at the moment. That is now empty. So I think we'll go one more lot of fuel, and then we'll send this guy and park him up. I mean, eventually I'm going to have to modernize my vehicles as well. That's another thing we need to do. Well, that gets me back over 100,000. So we're looking. Just pause so we can hook him. You can go over there. And we'll just get... Wow, has that been built? These guys are working like grease lightning. That was very quick. Aha! Don't complain, don't complain. Let me just... Right, he's built that section there. Oh no, that section... No, I'm paused. So we've got that section built, that section's built. What we'll do now is we'll just assign this to be built. I think we're building this one as well. Okay, it's just because we're still building that section there. I wouldn't mind tarmacking this section here. We'll just put both of you on that one there. Okay. So we've definitely got this power line working. We make sure we got plenty of workers in here to supply the power, because when I break... I think I'd rather finish this first before I break the power lines. No. Let's do it. Whoops, break the right ones. Break you. You're going to need to take you out there. Hook you there. I'm going to hook you to there. The reason I'm putting in this hook here is just to make sure that if we run any problems with the power station, we can still be able to build that power line there. What I want to do is get you hooked in. I don't know if I'll be able to assign this one. Yes, I can. Okay, I'll assign you. That's the next step we need to do. Looks like we've now got our crops being picked up. And what I want to do now is we're just going to reverse this. You can come there. You can load from the grain silo crops and unload there. So what we want to do is start pushing the new crops back into this silo here. So how are we doing? Down here. Right. Building has no power supply, but that's okay. We should be able to get this built in eventually. I think the second bus here is making a very big difference to the overall process, and I suppose I'd better think about how I can put a new substation in here, which is going to be fun. I really need to connect up that. I would like to connect those silos up as well. I mean, I could knock down the fuel depot and put it there, and then I could put the fuel depot somewhere else, but I'm in the middle of harvest season at the moment, and I don't want my truck everything going back there. Actually, I've got some mods. Let me just have a look. I'm sure I've got something in here. Let me just look and I'll be right back. I've just found it. It's a power substation. Let's get in. I don't think this has got any limit. I think that is... Right, we can put a substation just in there behind the... We can put it... We just get that there. Just want to make sure. If I put that about there, that actually connects up. But we'd have to put it that way round. I don't think that would work. Right, so we know if we put a substation in there, we can connect everything up. Let me just see if I can, because what this does is it has a number of different roads. We can put a substation in, say, just like that. Just double check that we've got everything connected up. That looks good. You can run you through to there. Got power lines here. We only need fairly light power lines here. So if I can, I think 1.2. That's the wrong way round, isn't it? That's not gonna. That's rubbish. Sorry, you gotta go. Back again. Back to the mods. That's the one I want. That's better. I put the wrong one in. Right. You connect there. What we should be able to do is get you to about there and connect you to there. Just assign you to both like that. Okay, we got a new vehicle. Lots of new vehicles, no money to buy them with. So we've now got this connected through here. So we've now got the ability to back up against any power shortages caused by my power station not having workers, although we're actually doing it now. And you can see what's actually happening now is the amount of wattage being drawn is now increasing. But you can see here I've got no workers. So that's the reason why I wanted to keep the connection here. Because otherwise what will happen is we will get power cuts, and I can't afford power cuts. If you get power cuts, the population suffers. We're too early in the game to be totally dependent on our own power. And let's have a look at imports now. So last month we imported 1,000. So hopefully what we'll see is this amount of power being drawn now drop off. So you can see it dropped down a little bit there. What we need to do is just make sure that we've got workers in here doing that. And we'll just get this. I'll assign you to a job. Oh, a bit of a fail there. We'll just get you hooked in there. And while that's going on, we'll just see how well the boys are doing over here. This road's being built. Yeah, I think we'll just assign this. We'll gravel them first and then tarmac them, because it just makes things go a little bit quicker. Right. What I want to do now is just put in a little bit of tarmac to there. Boom, boom, boom. Let's assign you. And then what that means is that when the buses come out here, they're going to move very quickly. Now the next thing we're going to need out here is a technical office. I'm thinking maybe getting one in here, because this is going to be a little bit of a dead zone. Actually, what we can do. Was that not? Okay. Actually, just be a bit weird. And we'll just assign you directly to that. We might as well tarmac that in straight away. And what we're also going to need out here is some storage capability to allow our construction workers to work. I think we'll put in the technical office here first. So, is it roads? I can never remember where the technical office is. Not railways, roads. And what we'll do is we'll put a big one in here. I mean, I wouldn't mind a fire station here as well. So can we put a fire station in? Equipment for citizens. Well, of course, we're going to put a full-size fire station out here. So it actually needs heating. Interesting. So I'll put a fire station there. Alongside. I should be able to get technical services in here. So we got a fire station, and we got technical services, and of course we'll just assign that. And I think what we'll do is you can pick up there and go to there. You can load there, and what we can do is just keep whipping all the grain out of this area here. Actually, this is we're doing okay at the moment, so I don't think there's a particularly that big a problem. Right, you've now built. You've only got you're only drawing 34%. So what we can do now is take a deep breath and get rid of you, and you just make sure I delete the right power lines, because it'd be a little bit embarrassing. And then we can get rid of you and you. And what this now means is I should be able to keep my area here, and what that should do now is actually reduce the amount of power that I'm importing. So last month we only imported 612 rubles worth of power. So as long as we can keep this coal-fired power station running, we'll be doing pretty well. And so what I need to do now is really shift the focus onto getting some of this built. I think what we're going to do now is start asphalting in this area here, because I want to get this area asphalted so I can actually plan it, so I get both construction is working on that. So we're now moving into September. Everything's going a bit brown, and I'm a little bit behind with the we're not actually gathering the crops as fast as we should do, are we? This could be a little bit of an issue. My other main concern is here, because this says 108. So there's part of me would like to bring in another power supply into this area as well. In fact, I think I'm going to do it. I'll just go into here. There is this very small transformer here, which is quite neat. Zoom in. Where can we put this? I mean, that's the wrong way round. We could probably just put an ordinary transformer in here, actually. Actually, that's quite big. Yeah. It did flash very briefly there, but it's not doing a road connection. Not happy with that. Let's go here. Let's go back to the mods. Now, as far as I know, this will connect up. So I think we'll just put you there. And I'm not sure what type of connection we can get. Oh, this looks like it's got footpaths. Okay. Ha. Okay, we have to come around like that. I'll hook you up with a footpath. I don't think I want to go to the top level voltage. I think we can probably run out at 150 here. This is steel and prefabs. Okay. And what's this one? That's pure steel. So this is probably the better one. I'm just going to run that up. Lost the power substation. Where are you? Oh, it's right over there. Okay. You connect to there. This is going to be 3.8 tons of steel, 10 prefabs. I think we'll be okay with that. Once this is built, we can connect that up. And I think having the extra power supply in here will make a difference, because it will take some of the pressure off of here and stop brownouts. Operating without issues. Yes, thank you. Okay. How are we doing here? We're nearly up to full tonnage. So you're getting a little bit there. Any more trucks I can press into activity here? I've got any spare trucks around. Yes, I have. Okay. The other thing I haven't done is, so you're going to load at the grain silo and you're going to unload there. Yeah, the other thing I haven't done is swap this around here. So actually he's still taking from, but he needs now to draw from the grain silo and not from there. Let's keep an eye on there. Let's have a quick look at my exports. So we are doing reasonably well. We're exporting boards, prefabs, alcohol, cement and bricks. Last month we made a profit of 22,000. That's not pretty good. Now, one thing I wouldn't mind getting in here is an oil refinery. That's a bit, could get a bit close to my house. I mean, we've got a bit of space here. Could I get an oil refinery in here? Let's have a look. Factories. I only want a small oil refinery. What we got here? Of course, everything's got to be the opposite way around, isn't it? So, no, and it's within power range, which is good. Because I mean, this is a bit of a dead zone anyway. I think if we push this up a little bit this way, maybe I connect it like slightly like that, and we'll just push this in here. Get worried about the ground rising with relation to the pipes. Right, so we got that there. What we're going to have to do now is put in the storage. Oh great, that's going to be the wrong way round, isn't it? Ideally I would like it on this side. I mean, this works, but what we'll have to do is put the oil storage on this side here, like that, and then we'll put the output on this side, like that and that, and then hopefully I'll be able to get the pipeline. Oops. And of course, it is E to go up. Just hook you up there. So And then of course what we'll have to do is put a road in here. Actually, and then you can come out there once that's built. Just assign you straight away. Again, this is a little bit of long-term planning, because I think somebody put a suggestion in saying that if I put a small oil refinery in, I can import oil, create my own fuel and bitumen. This is going to be a very heavy industrial town when it's finished. I signed that. Yep. Okay. So we've got our tech services here, our fire station. We've got our little industrial area here that will fit in quite nicely. Just go back over and check our farm. Actually, what's the population like? Up to 1,800. Let's check the. Starting to fill up that area there. Oh, we're not doing too bad crop wise. I mean, there's still a few crops to collect, but we're actually pushing out that way. I mean, we need to get this built eventually as well. So many things to do, but we've got to keep an eye on that money. Otherwise we'll have a few problems. I mean, I wouldn't mind travelling this road all the way through to here, so that we've got to connect maybe a road connection through there. In fact, I might do that actually. This is going to be a very long road, but so we'll just sign this one. Luckily, it doesn't. Gravel doesn't cost us anything that now. So our gravel industry is really good. So that's not a problem. Okay, this guy's nearly finished. In fact, he is finished. We got that little bit there. I think what I'm going to do is just get rid of you. And then we're just going to go straight to asphalt. I'm going to run you out like that. Yeah, I think we can start thinking seriously about just asphalting now, especially during this initial phase. In fact, I'm a bit inclined to chop this up a bit. What we got here? Let's just get rid of you. Just take you out. Herbs. I'll just run you out there. And then we'll just zap you. Right, I think time for a little bit of planning here. Get our big shopping centre in. I wouldn't mind to leave enough space for a footpath around the front. Actually, let's just put in some you just run along like that, and then whoops, not education, great big shopping mall, and then we'll just drop you in like that. And then we can not roads, it's footpaths. What am I doing? I'm just going to put you in like that. And again, we're going to gravel the footpaths from the very beginning, so that we don't have to mess about going forward. And I think this is very important. Once you start planning new cities, you really need to put these in from scratch, you know, when you're actually starting from. We've got our shopping mall in here. And then the next thing I want is storage. I want a small warehouse off the back. So maybe we'll just come in like that. Maybe we come in. Well, I want to leave enough space here. Actually, let's do this the opposite way round. Cinema. Put a small cinema there. How many staff does this take? 10. This takes 5. Again, cinemas are a bit like kindergartens. I'd rather have the small ones around than build great big complexes. Let me just see, how big's the cinema in here? So long since I've actually built one. That only takes 5 workers, and that's quite a big building. I think we'll stick with the small theatres still. So what we'll do is we'll find a small theatre there. And if we pull that out far enough, like that, we should be able to just connect you through to there. But what we'll do is let's get you built first. And then just behind here, we'll put the storage and put the small warehouse just off the back here, like that. And then in fact, I think I'll run this road straight back like that, because this is going to be a delivery road. And okay, cancel. Let's redo this. Okay. I'm just going to asphalt you like that. And then what we can do is connect in the other roads as well. We're just going to asphalt you like that. And then just don't want to do that because that's going to put a connection in there. So we're looking good here. We've got some. Just connect you up. And we'll just get that built. I'm kind of overloading my construction offices a bit now. And in fact, we still haven't finished this bit here. And of course, the next thing I'm going to need to think about is getting power over here for the petrol station, the construction office here. So we're going to have to think about how we can extend the power grid. When I could bring some power, because we've got another pylon connection here, we could bring some power out round this way, because we're going to need to get power up to here. And we're going to need quite a lot of power to drive this industry here. So my instinct is for this to be maybe driven off the power station. But the problem, of course, is that if I drive it off the power station here, I'm going to have to make sure we've got plenty of workers in here to ensure that the power never goes off. The alternative is that we put out another power splitter here and put another set of terminals here. So we've got here, I mean, this is just a power splitter, isn't it? This is the terminal. See how many spare terminals I've got here. I've only got 2 here. So maybe my instinct is to come here. Power transformers. That's a 4-way. My instinct is to maybe put a big power splitter up here on this hill. So say for example we put it up here, because there's nothing else up here we can build. So if I put one in here, and then I think I'd still like to run the 18 megawatts, because this power is still going to have to keep going out that direction. And then what we'll do is build a mud road through the back here. Just hook you up there. How much do I need here? I think we can afford to. Oh, great. Ah, that's because this road's still being built. So I can't connect that through just yet. And I think what we'll do is we'll use this to drive the power into here. We'll probably have a power line that will come through here, up through, and maybe we'll curve it round the back up to the coal mines here. And that will keep everything connected because this is connected both to the imports and the primary power station as well. So I don't think we'll bother with the power spike off here, because let's have a look at the map. Yeah, I mean there's nothing really in this direction. So I get a feeling now what I need to do is just let the game catch up with all the jobs I've got allocated. I think I've got a bit too carried away. Let me just see. That's the distribution office. Construction office. Yeah, we've got a lot of unfinished roads and bits and pieces. What we probably could do, when it's a long way out, winter's coming, what we could do is add this so that the other vehicles not involved in road building can get out here and deliver some this here, and we can start building in this area here. And how much does this need? This needs 9 point. I think we could probably get this bit built as well. So this is going to be very much about power lines and roads. So this is 154. I think, seeing I've got a bit of slack, I think we will build this apartment block as well. And what that would mean is the vehicles that aren't required for road building can get stuck in. Still a few bits and pieces that need to be worked on here, but we'll do that through the winter cycle. Probably could do with some more dumpers actually. I don't think. Yeah, we've got some space here, so let's just get buy another couple of dumpers. What we got here, this is 3.5 tons, this is 12 tons, this is 7.5. We've got a second page now. 6 tons. Oh, we got 17,000. Yeah, I think we'll get him in. See, straight away he's out going off to pick up some gravel. So we do need the more modern trucks operating now. Actually, you're quite loaded. You're fully loaded. I think the other thing I will do is, at the moment, this is on this over here. I think what we're going to do is put you there. We need to get these guys working from here, and then this kind of aggregate area here, and just supply these here. As long as we get a constant stream of quarry stone coming in, we should be able to keep this busy enough to keep our trucks going. Is probably the polite term. Yeah. We're definitely going to need a road crew. Yeah, you're delivering. I need asphalt out here. Actually, I wouldn't mind another. I've only got the one asphalt truck as well. No, dumpers are dumpers, aren't they? Sorry. The money's coming in. I'm just going to get another dumper, but I'm just going to get a second one of these because we are making money. Let's have a look. Exports. So yeah, you can see at the moment we're not actually. So let's check the imports. So we're still importing a little bit of power, and that's probably because this power station doesn't really have enough people in it to keep it going maximum all the time, but we'll be okay. Just check. Let's check the coal situation because winter's coming. And we don't really need to fill this up just at the moment. In fact, we probably never will need to fill it up. Well, actually, this is pretty efficient. Actually, we've got quite a lot of stuff coming in here. This is nearly full. This is pretty full as well. Let's just check. Okay. Yep, that's going pretty good at the moment. I'm happy with that. Okay. So we got the gravel in here. So this is now filling out to here. And I think having this gravel road here is what we could do is drop another road down into here. When this is finished, we could bring the road down and connect to here. That would give us another road into the city. I don't really want to cross the railway lines here, although because this is a little bit rough over here. Of course, eventually out here we will actually have a rail construction yard, but we'll just need. Though we could probably try and fit it in there. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, let me just put in some more pines. Seed some more pines in. Let's keep putting these in. This guy's really nice. Actually, I wouldn't mind putting in another. Or actually, put a logger in. Make this place a bit more efficient, so that we can get it there. Of course, one thing we will do is we got this heating plant here. I'm pretty sure this heating plant has got pipe connections. Yeah, I can't remember if they're large or small. What we will probably do is bring a heat feed in from here to heat this central area just to get things started. Actually, let's just have a quick look at that. Small heating pump. So eventually, that's the heat. We put a big heat exchanger in here. So that's actually got an outlet pipe on it as well. So what we'll probably do is put a heat exchanger in about, say, here between the two roads. Or maybe bring it in a little bit, and what that will do is heat this area here, and then when the heating plant comes online, we'll run pipes out here, heat out this way. So again, we're not going to build that just yet because we've got to get these tarmac roads built in. I think it's like we're going to need another paver as well. All my trucks here are lined up with again, this is one of the problems of laying asphalt roads. But what happens is you end up with all your dump trucks here. We have space in here. No, you're full. Do you have any space? Although you're a bit of a long way away, you've got some space. I think what we're going to do is we're going to pick out one of the small dumpers. The trouble is these may actually be out delivering at the moment. In fact, they're all out delivering, so caught in a little bit of a catch-22 situation. I think at the moment we'll just have to buy a paver here. There's only 6,000, so. Of course, he can be carried by a truck. So, and what that should do is put the paver out on a couple of these roads so that we get the two pavers working. And here comes winter. Time to check the crops. Well, it looks like we got virtually all the crops in, which is good. I felt right out on the edge here. That was pretty efficient, actually. Yeah, we got virtually all our crops in. Right, so what I need to do now is find my construction yard, and you're now going to load from crops back up, and you're no longer going to be picking up from there. And you've got 856 tons, and what we're going to do is keep an eye on these trucks so that, anyway, I think I've just noticed the time. This is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. In the next part, we will continue working on building up our town here and hopefully get this construction office and fuel depot working. But to do that, we're going to need to get power over here. So lots of more things to do. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.